night I discovered something, and all of these things didn't really bother me. I saw a lot of near the border FEMA vehicles, and that concerned me. In the western, this is one thing that concerned me of that border. Not just buses. This is what I discovered. But this is a huge prison complex. These appear to be fully operational vehicles. People find them throughout the facility. First of all, there's a road around the area that goes around the entire complex, lined with a fence that goes around the entire complex. Inside that fence and the road, there's another road that goes around this portion of the complex. Prisoner transport vehicles that are FEMA and individual agent vehicles. Inside that concerned me. Number one is another fence. This facility is not listed, and among the prisons, when you take a look at the fence line, you realize very prominent prison inward, out in the middle of the desert, very high, Arizona, and bent inward toward associated with this prison. Meaning, this fence is not to cross the road out. Are these very strange? It is not to keep people safe. I looked at them. It is to keep people in pits of some sort. That automatically fairly deep, makes it I'd say about 6 feet deep or so. We have light down and 8 across, all along, some in between in the middle. This fence line, long, and this barbed wire fence line, so deep that water has seeped into, which is the basic layout of a prison. In the middle of these part one of the complex, believed to be a killing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what disturbed me more than anything else. And a center building. One of these pits that has been dug down into field in the middle has a fence around all of the buildings. Seem to be fairly entire pit just open. They have central air units, a great many buildings, very to stand around, bright LED. There's no place to sit in the yard. There's no place for recreation, and there's no one digging there. Guard shacks. The only thing in this pit around the entire facility. Looking besides one lamp, it's very different light to only this area of the pit. Part of the facility is this outside cages. Now realize that this is where people can go if they've been one of those gotten into scuffles and so forth. That's how their outside time is spent. This is about the size of a FEMA bus. Each one of these, it's not as tall as this light fenced in outside the fence line that is showing only on this area. Now as we zoom in a little bit, seem to be a little lesser punishment. We see this structure. This one laying down flat. This is a platform. This is a light with a shadow. Guard shacks, baseball diamond. In front of this platform is another pit. A spill pit. What we see right here has its own fenced-in area. Seems to be a slab as well as the main yard. Perhaps a slab a person could lay on. This is for punishment. Prison facility. I would say the only punishment it seems to me that could be meted in this great huge field with nothing but standing room. Show you where one light, one instrument of torture or death would be a guillotine. Swimming. This looks like a plank. Other the person lays on these and it turns down and is pushed in to the guillotine. Person's head goes here, and all of these things, and if you look, really bother me. I saw a lot down on the ground already. FEMA vehicles, that concerned me. It would seem that this may have already thing that concerned once. Not just buses for the inmates, but where are the bodies? FEMA vehicles. Perhaps they have already appeared to be FEMA vehicles. Now we have in this country, and we find states that allow driving around part of capital punishment as a choice for the person who is being punished so that their organs can be saved for transplantation. Arizona is not one of those states. Lethal injection for persons sentenced after 11 prison transport vehicles, and those sentenced before that date may select and injectional or lethal gas. Those are the only two forms of capital punishment. This facility is not listed, which tells me that there's a reason, though it is. This very prominent is not on the map as far as the desert state prison east of Yuma, Arizona. It's not even listed as a prison associated with it's just there. Let me introduce to you are these very strange card games method. When I looked at New World Order tax reform, pits of some sort, rather fairly deep. I'd say about 6 came up with a song saying 8 down. There is a cross that both Jews and Christians could really appreciate. Huge, long, instead of using in the middle an axe so deep that water heads, they should use a hacksaw. In the middle of these pits, in Revelation, I believe to be a killing field, we are told, the beast, this is what is the Antichrist more than anything else, was given a mouth to utter one of these pits that has been dug down into, and to exercise its authority for 42 months. A fence around it opened its mouth to blaspheme God. It's an entire pit and to slander His name and His dwelling place, and those who live in heaven. It was given power to stand around against God's holy people. There's no place to sit. The Antichrist, my friends, is going to be waging war against us, God's holy people. The only thing Jesus Christ did, if you are a blood-bought, born-again believer, in Jesus Christ, if you follow God, it says in Revelation 13, this area of the Antichrist is going to have power to wage war against us. Now realize this is to conquer us. Then one of those, it says in verse 7, that's how it was given power to wage war against God's holy people and to conquer them. And it was given not as tall over every tribe, people, language, and nation that is showing all inhabitants of the earth will worship now as we zoom in, all whose names have not been written in the Lamb's Book of Life, the Lamb who was slain from the creation of the world. Laying down flat. That verse does not say that every person who is living on the earth is going to worship the beast, and therefore the only people that are here on the earth are non-Christians. That's not what that verse says. That verse says, all those whose names have not been written in the Lamb's Book of Life will worship the beast. Because we're told in the very verse in front of that verse, those who believe in God and follow Jesus Christ, the Holy Ones of God, they are going to be martyred. Verse 9, with whoever has ears, let them hear. One light. If anyone is to go into captivity, they will go. If anyone is to be killed with the sword, they will be killed. This calls for patient endurance and faithfulness on the part of God's people. My friends, we are going to be here for the duration. And if you look in Revelation 6, during the 5th seal, those who were martyred for the Lord were told to wait a little while longer. They have already full number of their fellow servants, their brothers and sisters were killed just as they had been. This is in the 5th seal of Revelation. During the Great Tribulation, folks, perhaps they have already been packaged. Being martyred now we have in this country tribulation states that allow beheading. Jesus comes on the last day as a last trumpet, for that is when the dead in Christ rise. So that is when we go to meet Him in the air and go with Him to Jerusalem for Armageddon. And after that, the wedding supper of the Lamb, which happens in Jerusalem, by the way, and right after Armageddon, as Jesus takes His throne in Jerusalem for 1,000 years to rule and reign, and we with Him follow Him and believe Him, and then we're caught up, which tells me that, and from that day on, are with Him forevermore. We are going to be here for the duration, according to Revelation, according to Matthew, it's not even listed as a prison. Every other prophecy, it's just we are here. When Jesus returns on the last day at the last trump, New World Order, we are here when the Antichrist is warring against God's people. We are God's people. We will be warred against. Even as God's wrath is coming down upon them, their wrath will be coming down upon us. They will be conquering us. But praise be to God They should use we are greater than conquerors in him, because greater is he that is in Revelation than he that is in the world. We are told the beast, that is the Antichrist, thank you for watching, was given a mouth to utter proud words and blasphemies, and to exercise its authority for 42 months. It opened its mouth to blaspheme God, and to slander his name and his dwelling place, and those who live in heaven. It was given power to wage war against God's holy people. The Antichrist, my friends, is going to be waging war against us, God's holy people. If you believe in Jesus Christ, if you are a blood-bought, born-again believer in Jesus Christ, if you follow God, it says in Revelation 13, the Antichrist is going to have power to wage war against us and to conquer us. It says in verse 7, it was given power to wage war against God's holy people and to conquer them, and it was given authority over every tribe, people, language, and nation. All inhabitants of the earth will worship the beast, all whose names have not been written in the Lamb's book of life, the Lamb who was slain from the creation of the world. That verse does not say that every person who is living on the earth is going to worship the beast, and therefore the only people that are here on the earth are non-Christians. That's not what that verse says. That verse says, all those whose names have not been written in the Lamb's book of life will worship the beast. Because we're told in the very verse in front of that verse, those who believe in God and follow Jesus Christ, the holy ones of God, they are going to be martyred. Verse 9, whoever has ears, let them hear. If anyone is to go into captivity, they will go. If anyone is to be killed with the sword, they will be killed. This calls for patient endurance and faithfulness on the part of God's people. My friends, we are going to be here for the duration. In Revelation 6, during the fifth seal, those who were martyred for the Lord were told to wait a little while longer until the full number of their fellow servants, their brothers and sisters, were killed just as they had been. And this is in the fifth seal of Revelation during the Great Tribulation. Folks, we are here being martyred for the Lord during the Great Tribulation. Jesus comes on the last day, at the last trumpet. That is when the dead in Christ rise. That is when we go to meet him in the air and go with him to Jerusalem for Armageddon. And after that, the wedding supper of the Lamb, which happens in Jerusalem, by the way, right after Armageddon, as Jesus takes his throne in Jerusalem for 1,000 years to rule and reign, and we with him who follow him and believe him and who are caught up to be with him, and from that day on are with him forevermore. We are going to be here for the duration, according to Revelation, according to Matthew, according to Luke, and every other prophecy. We are here when Jesus returns on the last day at the last trump. We are here when the Antichrist is warring against God's people. We are God's people. We will be warred against. Even as God's wrath is coming down upon them, their wrath will be coming down upon us. They will be conquering us. But praise be to God, we are greater than conquerors in him, because greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. This is Rev. Michelle Hopkins. Thank you for watching.